All right, boom. So I'm sitting in my kiddie pool right now because it's a hot day outside. I'm on my neighbor porch. Real country, I know, but it is what it is. I know I do my podcast wherever I feel like doing it. But anyway, so let's talk about Project 2025 and the stuff that I do know. So basically, what it is like it's restricting, limiting, or disabling rights for a lot of targeted groups. Okay, women are being targeted as a whole. Religious groups like Muslim are being targeted. Lifestyle groups such as the LGBTQIA community is being targeted. Um, and so on and so forth. You know, I think they've even touched on certain things like food sources and things of that nature, living conditions, you know, government assistance, education, housing. So it touches on pretty much every aspect of America, but it's targeting certain groups. Okay. Now, here's the thing from what I do know is that just paying attention and knowing Republicans, right? Republicans are trying to save money here. That's one thing. But the question is why are they trying to save money? It seems as though they could be potentially preparing for a war. And it's the God honest truth and what I think and what I feel. I think they're preparing for war. And I say that just based off of the contraceptive bans and the women bans, right? Because in the words of Malcolm X, and I'm gonna disquote this, but how a country treats its women is what, you know what I mean, is a reflection of them, right? So when you start to restrict your women of basic rights, especially pertaining to their bodies, how they live, who they marry, yada yada yada, you up to something. Something in the pot ain't clean. You know what I'm saying? Them neck bones ain't clean. You hear me? And that's just the real deal Holyfield. And when it comes down to saying that they want to take away the option of abortion, right? Now I personally admire the fact that, you know, you're putting accountability and responsibility on the adult person to be more responsible about how we have sex, meaning use contraceptives, okay, so that we can reduce the illnesses that we're getting, right? But you're saying that a woman cannot get an abortion under any circumstance, pretty much is what you're saying. And that a man has rights and jurisdictions over her body in making the choices of whether, you know, to keep the child or not under, you know, certain circumstances, which means that you're trying to have more babies, right? Anytime a country is trying to have more babies, they up to something. Now, and I'm not saying it in a bad way, but it is a possibility that they could potentially be going to war. They're preparing for war. Generally speaking, in my lifetime, since the 1990s, I've been alive since the 1990s, right? Anytime we've gone to war, I think it's been under a Republican regime. So if there is a Republican to take presidency this time around, and then we've already been summoned and mentioned in the war over in Palestine, Israel, right? It's possible we could be potentially headed in that direction in the Republican eye. Most Republicans support gun laws and have some type of ties to the gun manufacturing in this and lobbying laws in this country. Okay, so that's another factor as well, right? You're putting a lot of emphasis on heterosexual lifestyles, right? Now, as a Christian, growing up as a Christian, you know, that's something that we believe in, okay? And most Republicans generally are Christian, so there's something that they believe in, right? But as a societal factor, you know, you have to wonder like, y'all trying to keep babies, make more babies, and then return back to the traditional ways of living, right? So you have to kind of wonder what's really going on, right?